What does the dating scene look like? And is it empowering for a woman to shoot their shot in this day and age? Should they just be like, I like you, unasemaje? Walikuwa naita reverse psychology back in the day. Are we allowed to do that now? Or is it still attached to stigma and still attached to a bit of risk if a woman takes the first step and be like, I like you? And some have gone to the extent of even proposing marriage, going on a bended knee and asking the gent, will you marry me? Is that outdated? What are your thoughts on this? That's the conversation we're having today. And it's interesting because it started off from the conversation we were having last week on Tuesday, right here on Relationship Tuesday. So it's just spiraled into that because it was a question that came up. And we're wondering what your thoughts are. And the question that we're asking you today is, what is the biggest reason people hesitate to make the first move? What is the biggest reason that people, hesitate to make the first move? What is it? Why do they hesitate? NTV Kenya on all of our social media platforms, indulge us. And if by any chance you're a woman out there and you shot your shot, please share your story with us and let us know how that is going. If you're a man and you've been approached by a woman before, how was that for you? How did you receive it? NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. And of course, our WhatsApp line number is open. You can call us in as well to share your story with us. But we have an amazing panel with us today to help us just get into the nitty-gritties of all of that. And I'm really, really, really happy because the first guest that we have today is Bernard Warui, who's a youth mentor. Karibu sana on the show, because you just, by virtue of being a youth mentor, that means you're dealing with the youth.
Exactly.
And you understand on ground kunaenda aje. Mimi na miaka yangu 55. Mimi na miaka yangu 55. Pengine I am stuck in a time and age that does not happen. Siskizi ground. Lakini wewe uko kwa ground unasikiza hii maneno. So maybe you can tell us, what does that mean by virtue of being a youth mentor? Inamaanisha nini? Kinaga ubaga.
Yeah, I think what it means is that every young person needs a helping hand to be able to navigate the changing, world. There's so many things that are happening. There's so many decisions that they have to make. And some of the choices they have to make gets them into paths of no return. That you make a choice, you get into a path, and you can never go back and correct. And therefore, to ensure that we, as much as we can't get it right from the beginning, there is need for someone to hold a young person's hand, show them the way, provide them with the counsel, guidance, encourage them, motivate them, and even speak sense to them when the emotions and their feelings are inhibiting the ability of their ability to take sensible choices and decisions. So you can speak sense to them. You can make them rationalize and think straight. So that's what I do. I work with young people just to support them on that journey.
Wow. Do we listen? Okay, well, wacha nijitoe kwa hiyo category ya youth. Niseme, do they?
we have two categories of these young people.
Yes.
There are some who listen.
Okay.
And they are very keen.
Yes.
And they are able to follow.
Okay.
There's another category that does not listen.
Yes.
The trouble is that sometimes they learn by their own experiences. And most of the times they'll come back and now from there listen.
They'll be like, no, ulisema, no, uliniambia, pengine ningekusikiza. You were one. And right next to Bernard, of course, you have Dr. Taju Shivaji. Lovely, lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And, when you're looking at this conversation, and I like that he brought in on the youth and what he does with them. Now, your perspective is absolutely, not different per se, but then it goes back to where or how things have been and maybe following the changes that have happened. And that's why this conversation is important, to rope you in, to just understand tulikuwa wapi tukienda wapi na tuko wapi sasa hivi.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to say that courtship is a ritual. Just like worship, just like eating, it's a ritual. And like any other ritual, it has norms, it has rules, and it has performance, it has expectations. For instance, regarding norms, who should do what in courtship? How long one should take before popping the question. Who should pop the question, where, how, circumstances, and so on. And then rules also regarding how it should be done.
Yes.
Where, when,
Yeah.
and performance and expectations. All these are molded within a contextual complex. It is within a society.
Yes.
Since it is contextual, it means that these norms, rules, regulations will vary from one society to another.
Yes.
For instance, we have matrilocal societies, matrilineal, where things are slightly different. They have their own rules, norms, and expectations. And then we have patrilineal societies like ours, where we also ask such questions. For instance, if we're in a matrilineal society, we will reverse the question.
The question, yes, we would.
We will be reversing the question.
Yes.
So it is all a ritual and it's contextual.
So as we're talking, we're still waiting for Grace Kinuthia to join us, who is a psychologist who will weigh in on this psychologically, emotionally, where things are and what it means. But just before she joins us, I want us to understand the same way that Dr. Taji has said that there are rules, regulations, there are timelines and all of that. Is it the same way that you perceive it as a youth mentor, that there are certain rules that cannot be broken or should not be broken, or it's how probably things should flow, and if they don't, then it means something is off? Is that the same?
Slightly different in that we live in a very dynamic world.
Okay.
And things change every day.
Yes.
And there is no aspect within this life that does not change.
Okay.
And therefore, agreed that there are rituals, there are rules, and there are ways of doing things. But as the world continues changing, then you find these rules also keep changing.
Yes.
Sometimes the principles may remain, but the practices may change. And we have young people who are able to question traditions, who are able to question, why did we do things the way we did them? And most of the times it's a very positive thing, because there may have been a contextual reason why certain things were done in a certain way. You know, there's this example which is given where, you know, a child found the mother, when they get the fish, they cut it before they bake it or you know, fry it. And she asked her, why do you do this? And the mother said, because I found my mother doing it. Went to the grandmother and asked, why do you do this? Because I found my mother doing it. And now when she got to the latter one and then asked, why do you do this? It is because I didn't have a pan that could accommodate the size of the...
the size of the fish.
Yes. And so I encourage questioning traditions.
Absolutely.
Questioning, why do we do this?
Yes.
A story is also given of someone who was given the task of standing near a wall because it had just been repainted, so that people don't touch.
Yes.
And so this person continuously stood there, and nobody remembered to tell him, it's now dry, you can leave. And so they continued, and when he got old and left the work, somebody else was appointed to be standing there, not knowing why was it happening. Yes, and so there are rules, there are traditions, there are things that are done in a certain way. Yes. But I encourage young people, you're free to question. Absolutely. You're free to go back and ask the why. And if the why is not really making sense to you, it's okay to find a way of breaking that tradition, as long as there's no impact or negative effect that would come to you. So I would look at it that way. So things change.
And I absolutely, and I think the same for you as well. I think things have changed, and your work is to observe what those changes are. I just
wanted to clarify something. When we say there are rules, norms, and traditions, it is also important to mention that traditions are never static.
No, they are not.
They are always changing. Even rituals are always changing. For instance, our burial rituals have changed. And nowadays you hear about befitting send-off, where it comes complete with the lowering gear. Now lowering gear is part of the burial ritual. In fact, soon we'll have some some traditional myths about it. You know, if you don't bury the lowering gear, this fellow will come back and slap people
And then
around.
it changes because it wasn't like that, because there was no lowering gear.
It wasn't like that.
Yes.
So just like it is in other rituals and other traditions, in courtship also, it changes with time. It changes
and I
with
think
time.
the question then for me would be, what was it like and what informed that decision? Because now that is an expertise where you're very rich in. Why was it the man? Because that is what we know. I believe that is how it was. Was it? Maybe I'm wrong, Daktari.
Yeah, thank you. In patriarchal societies, it was the man expected to make the first move. In most patriarchal societies, men are competitors for women.
Yes.
Okay? But in reality, it is the women who decide whom to marry or whom to accept, whether to accept, encourage, or reject. And this is because the women have a larger investment, biological investment in procreation.
Yes.
They have a larger investment in the children, okay? They carry the womb. They are exposed to the pain that goes with childbirth, and also other than childbearing, also raising the child and so on. So women have a greater investment in the whole project.
Yes.
Therefore, they have a bigger say whether to accept or not. But then, as time progresses, we are exposed to what is being done elsewhere, especially through media and so on. And because we are seeing what is done elsewhere, it rubs onto us.
Yes.
And slowly by slowly, we start adopting what is being done elsewhere. Also, some of the traditional systems that used to sustain this kind of setup are slowly fading away, and those institutions are being taken up by others. For instance, in my clan, it used to be quite interesting. If a man is interested in a lady, you do your own investigation, you are sure this is the one, you organize people to waylay her on her way to the river or to the market.
Hii ndio tunaita kidnapping sahi.
Hiyo sio kidnapping.
Hii ni gani wewe?
Sahi inaitwa kidnapping. Abduction.
Abduction ndio hiyo.
So she would literally be abducted.
Yes.
Okay? You organize a few strong men. Wanabeba and then she would be carried to your Simba.
Yes.
Okay? Of course, she's not supposed to be docile as she's being carried. She's supposed to, show some resistance.
So even I, as the girl, I have been told, wakikushika.
Yeah, you fight. You fight it off. You fight it off.
Okay.
Alafu unapelekwa, and then she is left in the Simba.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And then she has the option of leaving. When they leave her in the Simba, they are supposed to retreat and allow her to decide whether to stay
or not.
Okay? Because she has the final say. So if she decides to stay, she'll stay in that Simba crying, and very unhappy about the whole situation until the guy comes in the evening. And then, there will be the usual fighting and so on. After a week or so, the father comes to find out. Mtoto wangu nimeambiwa yuko hapa. Anakaa hapa kama
nani?
Ni house girl, ni mgeni, and then the process will continue from there. Now, you see, if you try that in this age and era, with all the CCTV cameras and videos, you're the abduction.
You're the abduction?
Yeah, so it can't work now.
Interesting.
So those systems are being replaced by other systems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And joining us, Grace Kinuthia is in the building. Karibu sana. Lovely, lovely to have you. Kindly, you can introduce yourself. We know we went through the whole thing, but they know we were expecting you because there's a facet of this conversation that we cannot have without your input. So kindly introduce yourself.
First, my apologies for being late.
Karibu sana.
Okay, my name is Grace Kinuthia. I'm a psychologist by profession.
Yeah. Yes. And I saw your post on social media, ready for this conversation, and we just started by our perception of what we think about that and how it's changed or not changed over time. And we've just gotten from Bernard, who's a youth mentor, of how things are very dynamic now. And you just walked in when Dr. Taji was telling us how they were back in the day and how that cannot happen now. But when we talk about men making the first move, is that still a thing now in 2025 or it's not?
It is still a thing. I believe so. Most people believe it's still a thing.
Yes.
But because of social media.
Yes.
And also evolution. And people say, you know, the modern age, you find that at times things get to change. But then again, it's debatable.
Okay, let's just hold on. Keep Dogo too. They're going to sort out your mic. There's a little tiny issue with that. But before, as they sort that out, I think we'll continue with the conversation on this side and they will take care of you just now, Grace. So in 2025, we're seeing girls who are popping the question. We are seeing girls who are walking up to the man and being like, I really like you. And there was a very interesting part of this conversation that we had earlier before the show started, where Janet was saying that we need to be able to not hold back, or the issue around playing hard to get for women is sort of like outdated, and I don't know what you think about that. Is it still outdated? Ama bado na my 55 years bado tuko na huko tukifikiria we're playing hard to get.
Yeah, I think it depends on many factors,
yes,
including the personality of the individual, and at the same time, the competitiveness that is there.
Yes.
Because we can't deny that there's a kind of a competitiveness in terms of getting the good guy.
Yes.
And there could also be the fear that if I keep dilly-dallying and giving reasons, and he could be taken away because
yes,
dynamics have changed.
Yes.
Initially, if a man approached a girl, the girl would know this man wants me, and it's me that he is after.
Yes.
But we are living in a world where even girls now have, we can't deny they have feelings, they have attractions.
Yeah.
They're able to make advances. Some may be bold to toss the question. Others may be not as bold to toss the question, but they'll behave in a manner to suggest.
Aha, body language
That, yes, even most men who ask the question,
yes,
they're not the initiators of the relationship.
Oh, really?
What
are you guys saying about us? You're leaking our secrets.
It is the girl who started behaving in a way to suggest. They started treating this man. They're not telling you, I like you.
Yes.
But the way you look at me, the way you treat me,
yes,
the questions you ask. Yes, I may be the one who said hi on social media,
yes,
but the questions that you followed with told me that there is an interest here. And you showed that you were caring.
Yes.
You checked whether I got home safely. You checked whether kababa ulikula.
Yeah,
so as you show that care,
yes,
the man then gets attracted to this woman.
Yeah.
And so eventually, even if it's the man who will toss the question,
yes, he
is responding to something that has already been initiated by the lady.
Yeah.
The lady may not have said it directly.
Yes.
And therefore, with that competitive, this lady is feeling, this is a man that I would desire to be with. That means there is also another 2 or 3 ladies who feel this is a man I would desire to be with.
Yeah.
So if the man makes the advance, yes, and comes, you know, you're competing against time. You did a daddy, he's gone. So it might not hold in our day and age.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So like, Dr. you said earlier that the competitiveness is also, you know, with the guys where they are trying to get the lady fast. But then that has changed, but has the stigma and the chance of it looking like high risk rejection, or a guy feeling like he's not the one who chased to find and he was just easy, whatever, and he needs to probably have you, but chase another one. Is that still a thing that is happening? Have we changed the mentality of that, or are we just moving and hoping that it works out?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. And it points towards what courtship is. Courtship is the beginning of a relationship, maybe the beginning of marriage or so on. And to answer your question, maybe we need to go back to why.
Yes.
It is the man to pop
the question, yes,
in a matrilineal society.
Yes.
It is all a matter of power dynamics in the relationship, okay? He who takes charge at the beginning is the one who will continue taking charge throughout the relationship.
Aha.
So if it is a marriage and in patrilineal societies,
yes.
it is the man who is supposed to take leadership in
yes.
the marriage,
yes.
including provision, okay, and security and all that. So the man starts demonstrating this by taking initiative, the initiative of popping the question, okay? And then when that happens, the whole process continues with the man being in charge.
Yes.
Now, the challenge that comes with the ladies popping the question is that the power dynamics might shift, okay? And the lady will now be expected to take leadership, okay?
Yes.
And then another challenge that you have mentioned is niliitwa hapa. Okay? The man might have that attitude.
Yes.
Mimi nilitakwa. Yeah, so I didn't really want this.
Yes.
So it is this woman who wanted me, and then
yes.
she must provide. She
yes.
must take leadership. And then about playing hard to get, it's like I've mentioned, courtship is the beginning of the relationship.
Yes.
So if somebody is with a woman who looked like she was too easy, okay, it might raise some questions, okay?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
But isn't that what he wanted?
Does it mean that she can also be bebued easily by anybody else, okay? Or she was desperate.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So all this come, like we mentioned in the rules, don't act desperate, even as you are chasing, both for the man and the woman.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't behave as if she says no, the world will come to an end.
And we'll get to rejection, because I'm imagining if as a woman I'm shooting my shots huku, do I still have the same bravado as the guys to just take my L's and walk away head held high? Or I don't know if their head is held high, but looking at, playing hard to get and the dynamic of, women stepping into the space where the man has been all this while is something that as a society we are open to or are accepting now.
Okay.
Yes, Grace, your mic is fine.
I'm just trying to think, wow, that's it's very patriotic, whatever they're saying.
Yes.
And my question would be, I'm actually very confused. So if I like you, I have to pretend like I don't like you, so that now you can chase me, then pretend again I don't like you again, so that I don't seem easy. Maybe we need to start defining these terms, what's easy, and also there's a perception I've had whereby there's a scarcity of mind, and I'm doing this quote unquote, now that's from him, his leader, whereby a lady has to have in the background of her mind, if I don't say yes, there could be 2 or 3 other people, of which I don't think is the case. And then I think maybe that's what could also maybe now be leading to people, get into the wrong relationships, very too quick without getting to know each other or something. But ideally, I think it's the women who show interest and men get to pursue. I think there are 2 different things. I can say hi, but I don't pursue you. Me saying hi means I'm friendly, I'm okay, we can have the conversation, but you can get to pursue me. Because I think a lot of people hold back because they think if I say hi to him or I smile, it will look like I'm pursuing them. But you could just say, hey, you're invited, but do the job.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're invited, but you do the job.
Yes.
So what about and you mentioned something about the not being sure when to say yes, when to say no. Do I look like I'm coming off too easy? Do I play hard to get? What would be the direction that you take, because you left it a bit hanging there?
I think the idea, don't give mixed signals, because then again, both of you will be giving each other mixed signals.
Absolutely.
And then again, this has not started from an authentic point of view. So if you're able to say, could be maybe, I think you're a good person, but I can get to know you.
Yes.
That's not a yes, that's not a no. It's let me get to know you, then make my decision. Yes.
And do I verbalize this, or do I continue to just play along?
How will I know you're getting to know me? You have to speak it out. And I think it's something that as a society maybe we've not been taught, because maybe our foundation, as I found him saying, is kidnap. Then again, then also you see the same cycle whereby the lady has to fight back. Maybe she still wanted to go, but then again she's been trained to fight back. She has to go back to the Simba, as you said, and she has to cry but still remain there. And then you see that's a whole cycle. But maybe she still wanted to be there, but then again she's been told, if you don't cry, they'll assume you wanted to come come here, so you have to cry.
So you're still playing hard to get, knowing at the back of your mind that hapa ndio nataka kukua. Ooh, that sounds very familiar.
Yes.
That sounds very familiar, but we cannot also ignore the impact that social media has had, because it's made it easier. Kitambo kuna abductions, smiling, meeting at the river, church, and muna next to each other without saying anything to each other. But then with social media, things have changed.
Yeah.
I can. My director is saying Uhuru Park and the boat rides. But you know, there was all of that, and it was done in the open, and there was something about society that allowed that to happen. But what has social media done? The dating apps have done. I mean, there's a dating app that allows the woman, I think it's called Bumble, that allows the woman to make their first move. When they see you, it's the lady that says, I like you. So when that happens, then the guy now can talk to you. They could be seeing you, but they can't approach you if you don't approach first. So there's a lot of things that have changed in that space, and we'll get into what the social media scene has done and the dating apps and all of that. But we have a question for you. The question we're asking you today is very easy and straightforward. What is the biggest reason people hesitate to make the first move? What is the biggest reason that people hesitate to make the first move? NTV Kenya on all of our social media platforms. We'll be looking at your answers after this break. Don't go too far. Today, in layman's terms, the conversation is, should women start shooting their shots? Should we always wait for the men to make the first move? Have things changed? Has socialization taught us something different? What is the role of social media in all of this? And is the stigma of all of that, the high risk, the playing hard to, all of, like, your dynamic, yote, that's what we're looking at today. And I know I had asked a question about online dating and social media and the influence of that before we went on a break. But there was a conversation that was happening in here during the break, and it was we were stuck at playing hard to get, and Bernard and Grace had a thing going on where Bernard, you were saying, do you think we should still continue playing hard to get?
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't, because
the thing was about competitiveness and how probably as a woman, if there are many. Oh, and we have an audience, guys. They are here finally. Karibuni.
Yeah.
Karibuni.
So there are two aspects to it.
Yes.
One is playing hard to get.
Yes.
And now, basing on playing hard to get, there came the issue of men scarce. Are they scarce? Yeah, and that was the question. And as I work with young people, I would not say men are scarce. But what I've heard from many girls in quite a number of my mentorship forums is that it's actually, sometimes I'll ask a young girl, why do you feel like you're comfortable looking for a man, 10, 20 years ahead, and you feel you're okay with them? And they tell you, number one, they are no responsible men our age. They are not behaving the way they should behave. Men have become weak and all that. And so you realize that men might be there in their abundance, but in terms of getting the right man to get married to, because I know women sometimes, for men, they're visual. They see, and that really has a big role. But what I've realized is that women sometimes are stimulated by a man who is intellectually up there, who is focused, who is providing leadership, who is showing the way. And so if this lady comes across such a man, who there might not be in abundance, then do you want to play hard to get?
Towards that guy? Towards that guy.
And so she said something, and she said, it's the lady who creates the atmosphere. Like, hi, so it's open. You could come in. You do your job. So now when he does his job, and you created the environment for him to do the job, do you now make it hard for him? Or do you now flow with the current? I think that's a question.
Fantastic. I have a question about dating older, but I'll come to that in just a bit. But Grace, you had some things to say to that.
So I shouldn't touch dating older. I was about to say, I think there's a lot of misconception, like especially when it comes to the age group, because I'm assuming if I'm 20, and I think a 30-year-old is acting right, genuinely, my fellow 20-year-old can do what a 30-year-old can do. We're still living in our parents' house, getting pocket money from our parents. We're encompassed the same way. Where do I expect you to open doors, take me out, drive me out. I can do that. So that's the reality. But I think also the dating scene has a bubble that we need to, get to the reality even when we're saying that. But then again, when it comes to this hard to get, and I think the term is an assumption, what makes you think the lady is actually acting hard to get and you're not acting right? And also being that you're pursuing, and just because you're pursuing her doesn't mean you're the only person pursuing her. She's the one to approve by the end of the day. Your job is to quote her.
I can see all the girls who come
I'm wondering, unless you sit down and you're dating and decide, exclusivity, you're the only one. And then by the end of the day, she has to sit down and say, you look like a potential father of my kids. You look, you can provide, protect, and lead. And she has to say yes. But if you're not doing that, it's like an examination. You can't say just because you feel the examiner is playing hard to get. You have to keep repeating and doing your best, and and maybe she also has to play her role and communicate. I like things like that.
Yeah, because I think it would be unfair for you to ask for the guy to do the job, and then you're probably not giving feedback. Is the job being done well? Are you still interested in this job or not? And all of that. So clear conversations, clear communications is important on both ends. Okay. Daktari, ukisikiza hii maneno, uko pande gani?
My thinking is that, first of all, it is the woman who makes the first move.
Yes.
The lady who makes the first move.
Okay.
Mostly subtly.
Yes.
Not openly. And then after making the first move, in many cases, there are several competitors. Okay, 2 or so competitors. We were told that every girl has three boyfriends. Maybe they can tell us that.
Really, it's like, no.
The standard is 3.
Standard is 3, eh?
One for money, one for love, and a bad boy.
And a bad boy. Where are you getting this information, Daktari?
I
ni sociologist, unafanya research. Research inasema. Yes.
Anyway, maybe it is this competition that is causing the delay in the lady. And the piggy ponky, the donkey.
Father cry.
Yeah, so some ladies might take long to sing the picky ponky song. But the challenge is mixed signals. When mixed signals are being sent, so it is a problem for most men. Most men will not know whether to keep pushing or
walk away from that.
So like you said, communication is very important. If the communication is clear, then as a lady does her thing, eventually each of these 3 guys keeps pushing, and eventually she settles on one.
Yeah. So going back to the question before the break, how has social media probably reshaped social media, online dating, the fast move? Because now it feels like, I'm not saying it to your face, see, I'm just saying hi over here and I'm jibuing, I'm liking, I am poking. Back in our day, Facebook had a poke thing. They were, I poke you, you poke back. You poke, like, what was that though? But it meant something. We were so excited to be poked. But how has online dating and social media probably reshaped all of that and the fast move, probably reducing the stigma of that and making it look like it's too obvious?
Yeah, I think it has broken quite a number of social walls that were there. And both in terms of that social bit of it, but also in terms of distance and such, so that people are able now to meet in a social space that does not necessarily define their physical, geographical, or any other space. And I think that has been helpful. Long ago, it would be, face-to-face. And of course, they could talk about how the girl would draw them up and all that in our ears.
And eat grass.
And it was real. It used to happen in the village. It doesn't happen today. Because I think it was hard to do it face-to-face. But what social media does now is that it becomes like a precursor. So we start a conversation. I can't see you, you can't see me.
Yes.
I can say hi, you can say hi. I can send an emoji and you can send back.
Yeah.
We can even, sometimes I see young people even getting to the level of, is it dramatizing? Like, hi, how are you? Very well. Where are you? I'm at home. What are you doing? I'm taking supper. Can I join you? And so when that conversation is going, and they will go to a point of nikopa kwa mlango fungua, ndiye mimi huyo, tight hug and an emoji is sent. So what that is doing is, it's breaking down the barriers that would have been there. And what happens is that the next time, now when I meet you in person, it will be very easy to do what we have dramatized over time. It will be easy now to meet the first time and hug, which would not have been the case. Meeting the first time, you hold your hand as if it's foreign. And you shake. But now, we have walked a journey on social media that has brought us virtually so close that now when we meet, you know, hugging, laughing, you know, we seem like we have known each other for long. So social media has broken that. Distance, social barriers, you know, has, if I'm a shy person, that is almost taken away. There's a veil that is being pulled back. And so when now we meet, sometimes even the question doesn't have to be popped. We already know. You know, there are people who are married and they never popped any question.
Yeah.
They just walked until they found themselves in there.
And you know, social media also probably sort of cuts across as the subtle ways that probably this conversation can be had.
Yeah.
But what about the conversation of direct, you know, a girl is directly asking you, hey, I like you, like literally shooting their shot. Are we at a place where probably the men are okay with that? Or will they do the thing that we had talked earlier where they think, mimi ulinitaka, nilitakwa, nikashow up hapa, sasa sijui aniambie kile ananitaka nayo nikiwa hapa. You know, is that still the case? Or do we have young men who are okay being pursued like that by a woman? And what's the dynamic around there mentally and socially? For you, yes.
I think there's also a perception that men think if a woman is approaching them, there's something wrong with her. Or her standards are low. I don't know where that perception came in.
From,
Somebody thinks you're good and they say, hey, I think you're good. But then automatically the first thing that comes to your mind, standards low. But it's you they're approaching. Do you think you're low standards? But I think also it depends with who the person is or how the approach gets to happen. Different people like different things. Not forgetting that some men have been brought up traditionally. So they believe it's their job to work hard, sweat for it, go for it. Whereas then, not forgetting, there are guys who are shy. Self-esteem issues are still like men. So there's somebody who you're going to say hi and they'll be like, thank God she said hi, or she said she likes me. Now I have the whole confidence to, you know, speed it up, take her out, ask her out officially. There are people you will say, I've had scenarios where she said, you know, I like you, and the person said, let me redo this again the right way. Let me say, I like you. And even ask you out officially on a formal date, just to now turn the tables.
It's kind of romantic, but it isn't like 1% of the time.
There's scenarios. I'm just saying there are probabilities and scenarios. But now the thing is, why tie? Because it's an issue of self-esteem, I think, when we're trying even to have this debate. Is there something wrong when a woman says they like you? Shouldn't they like you? Should they suppress? Now that's the debate. Should they be suppressing until a man says they like them? And I think it's also making okay that a woman is a human being too, and she can actually like you. And it totally means that it doesn't mean she's trying to be, you know, desperate or something. And there are people who say, hey, I like you, I think you're good. Maybe in another world, yes, and leave your thoughts. Yes.
But when we look at the men's side, and Dr. maybe you can help us with that. So the girl has gotten the courage, and it does not mean that she is less in any way or desperate in any way, or she's falling over and wants to be walked on and all of that. No. But when we look at the reverse of that, because it's a patriarchal society, when you look at the other side of that, are the men probably willing to understand that and be okay with that? Can they take it?
Okay. First of all, a lot depends on the duration. From the point of contact to the point at which
this is being done. Somebody
is saying, I like you.
Yes.
Okay. If you walk up to a stranger and say, I like you, in Nairobi, But if there has been some, kuongea, and like they have said, social media has made people courageous.
Yes.
The people who would otherwise be shy are able to talk. And if it comes after some conversations, that would be okay.
Yeah.
But as things change, things never change abruptly.
No.
Things change
over
slowly
time.
with time.
Yes.
And that patriarchal attitude will take a while to change.
Yeah.
And then another thing is perceptions of the society around you, the perceptions of your social group, the people around you. If they get to know that this guy, alikatiwa,
When you put it like that.
And then the girls around the lady also.
Yes.
And it will not be alikatia fulani.
Yes.
Ye ukatia majama.
Hey.
So as much as we are changing, it will take time before we get to a point where it is accepted.
Okay, that's true. It just sounded, I don't know, I felt something. I said, anakatianga majama, it just felt wrong. And it's the socialization that this is what we've grown up hearing, listening, what we've been taught. Even the storybooks we've been reading since we were kids, the movies we've watched, they all tell us the same thing. Sit pretty, look at them, just do eye contact. If they can read what I am saying by just looking at them. Hiyo ndio nimeshoot yangu yote nikamaliza. But I'd just like to engage our audience this morning. Have you experienced, or has anyone, probably the gents, because there was a whole conversation going on around that corner, when Grace was talking about how women probably are perceived to be a certain kind or certain caliber if they say that they like you. And mkaongea hapo, sijui mlikuwa mnasema nani. Kuna mtu ameongeleshwa? Eish. Hey, Steve, bwana asifiwe.
Asifiwe sana Yesu Kristo. Anyway,
Amen.
Good morning. My name is Steve Mugo. I have experienced such, but I think...
Such nini? Please elaborate. Let us own our situations.
Anyway, I think my encounter was, oh, hi, I've been seeing you for a while, and I think you're really good looking and all that. At first, I was like, ay, Mimi, because I don't think then I was... Nilikuwa nakaa venye nakaa sahi, nilikuwa nimeparara.
Saizi unasema unakaaje? Good looking and all. Yes.
Na software na hardware update. But
yes.
Yeah, so when I was sitting down to digest that, and like in that particular setting, the person was really good looking. So mimi naenda tu kwa kioo jioni, najiangalia, I'm like, ay, huyu kuna kitu anataka. It's not possible,
Yeah.
But later on, we did kind of have a thing, and I got to understand, okay, probably how men perceive things is not how women perceive things. Because if for me, I'm just going for probably looks and all that, a woman will take time, or a lady will take time to understand who are you, what do you, those kind of things. And maybe I made a joke somewhere, akacheka yake yote akasema, uyu, or something. So, yeah, that was my encounter, and yeah.
So you had it progressed from the hi, I like you, I think you're good looking. It progressed a bit.
Yeah, but,
okay.
It also took time for me to adjust.
To adjust to that, okay. So it was unnatural for you to probably hear that, receive that. Okay. Do you have any other experience? Alvin, usiogope microphone. We have. Do you have a microphone? Okay, good.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yangu ni swali, but I'll just start with contradicting a certain point. Umesema young ladies go for all men. Okay. Okay, go for all men.
Yeah.
Okay, hatukatai. But my perception is, do you know that you can meet an old man acting childish and a young man acting oldish? Then another question is, hii kukatiwa, is it not the same as kuletewa bibi? Unajua kuna ule mwanaume like cannot go for this mpaka aletewe bibi kwa nyumba ndo awe and then aanze kuprogress.
Okay. Grace, do you want to take that?
I think the men should answer that. Yes. That's another dynamic. They need to tell us. You know,
Bernard,
which one is worse or which one is better? Kukatiwa or literally your people or parents doing the whole job for you?
And bringing,
yes.
of course, first a correction. I didn't mean to generalize that young girls go for older men.
Yes.
I said when I've found cases where young girls are mentoring, I have a preference for older men.
Yes.
I've sought the reason, and so I was explaining the reason they give for them taking such a move. But it doesn't mean that generally younger girls go for older men.
Yes.
So coming to the question, these two are totally different because kukatiwa, you said kukatiwa sounds. If a girl is showing interest in me,
yes, and
is saying directly, "I like you," it means there is something personal between me and her. There is something she has seen in me that makes her feel that the two of us can be a thing. But here kuletewa, it means a stranger is being brought to you.
Yes.
That means people have observed and seen maybe you are not capable of doing it. I had an experience when I was young. So I was working in a certain school as an accounts clerk, yes, and there's a lady who used to come and get water from the school, and there was a friend of mine, a young man. I was young, I think I must have been 19 or 20, and this man used to look after the cattle and all that, and he passed by the girl at the tap of the water and left. And then as I was passing there, the girl told me, the message you had sent so-and-so to bring to me, the answer is yes. And now, I didn't want to embarrass her because I didn't know, had I sent him? What had I sent him to do? Yes. And so I said, okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. I'll get back to you. So I rushed to the guy and asked him, what did you tell so-and-so?
Yes.
And he told me, I told her that we want her to be your girlfriend.
Oh.
Of course, I got a girlfriend.
You did! You did!
You're 19, you're 20.
Okay, no, it's fine. I mean,
yeah,
that's nice.
Lasted as long as the geographical parameters allowed. That is very different from a girl who is making the advances. And what I've said is that the girl making the advances, there's something she has seen.
Yes.
She is pursuing something.
Yeah.
The girl being brought, maybe she does not even have an idea of who you are.
Into.
The person bringing them have not observed anything in you and anything in this girl and has concluded something could.
Yeah.
And therefore, those are totally two different scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daktari.
I would just say that every society has outliers.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
In every society, there are people who may not conform. For instance, those who may not marry within the expected time. Or those who might have married and then been widowed, and then, kwa sababu ya kuletewa, sometimes watu wanaletewa na their children. Okay, when daddy is alone and lonely, maybe he's widowed, and the children decide that he needs a helper.
Yes.
And also when somebody has stayed for so long, I don't know how long is long, but when it is felt that huyu sasa anaenda sana,
yes,
then arrangements can be made. But that happens as an outlier. It's not something that is similar to this other scenario.
Okay. We're coming back with more questions from the audience, but we have a bit of feedback on our question of the day on Facebook. The question is, what is the biggest reason people hesitate to make the first move? What is the biggest reason that people hesitate to make the first move? And on Facebook, fear they feel embarrassed when they speak is one of the feedback from Noel Messi. George Odhiambo Adola says, that is the principle of God, whichever the century. Men make the first move. You can even ask AI. and on WhatsApp, can I have it on this other screen? as well so that I can be able to, there you go. What do ladies mean when you approach them and greet them and they keep quiet? Yeah. Do they expect us to follow them, assuming we were moving in opposite directions? What can make us hesitant is we don't really know if you're married with a kid or not, because they may be a setback. Okay. Thank you for your feedback. Hi, Nation. I'm Lewis from Kitale. My answer to your question is one, uncertainty about signals. That is, many people aren't sure if the other person feels the same way, so they hesitate instead of risking misreading the situation. And we'll talk about this, where we hold back because we do not know what's going to happen next. Maybe let's scroll up. Thank you. Hi, I'm at Esther Baraza. And hapo kwa propose to a man, I will never do such a thing. I'll always go for a strong alpha male that can lead, love, and provide. I feel like if the woman proposes, she unleashes her inner male energy, and now the man feels like he needs to relax. Sasa yeye ndio unleashes female energy. That results them to saying, oh, I want us to be 50-50 in this relationship. And lastly, them asking, what do you bring to the table? I bring nothing. You give me love, I give you babies. You bring food, I nourish you. You give me money, I invest in a business that has been lingering in my mind for quite some time. You give me peace, I give you peace. Lastly, what can one do to be a part of your audience? We'll give you an email address to write to so that you can be part of the audience. If a lady likes you and you know it, she has allowed you to know it. That's all the shot she should shoot. Hello, I told a guy I liked him and he said it back. We schooled together, we met up later, we had an argument. Months later we talked, but he actually friend-zoned and ghosted me. At the same time, he was breadcrumbing me, viewing my stories, even though we don't follow each other. I expected him to say it directly, I don't like you anymore, rather than breadcrumbing and giving me mixed signals. Communication and mixed signals. Uncertainty, but to be honest, men should make the first move. Okay. Oh. Is there a desire for men to be approached? Is it a thing? Is it something that probably silently, quietly, you would want to be told, hi, I like you, but then because tumegroup kwa society yenye lazima mkae kama mandume, then you're feeling hata uipati time of day, but mkijisikiza huku ndani ndani. Is it a thing? Daktari, do you think it's a thing where a man will also feel nice? It's not all mwanamke yotaka nini?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, they're human. Men are also human, by the way.
Yeah.
And every woman, every human being,
yes,
would like to be desired.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think
it's okay. Mnaweza receive bila kufeel ni kama it's awkward.
Yeah, it can be received.
Yes.
But then, sasa after your reception, now what next? The issue, sasa.
At least kuna success story pale ya a few days. Yeah, Steve. But we have a few more questions from the end. Maybe we can start with you. You have the mic? Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Faraj.
Yes, Faraj.
I have two comments to make.
Okay.
One, I want to talk about the dating on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 70% dating on social media don't go through because what you expect,
yes,
sio kitu yenye unapata kwa ground.
Okay.
Because when you are dating someone, zile photos zenye anakutumia nini anakutumia, the day you go to meet her,
yeah,
unaendanga kama umeweka simu kwa mfuko, una call simu ikiwa kwa mfuko, then unampigia timing asikuspot wa kwanza, because
yes,
high chances ni ule mtu mwenye una expect si ule mwenye utapata.
Is it because maybe filters ama totally different? Yeah. Is it catfishing kabisa ama ni pengine?
Mambo na filters, vitu kama hizo. Then for us men unapata hata that lady age imekuacha.
Oh, she's older.
Yeah, she's older.
Mm-hmm.
For example, nilipatwa off guard.
Wewe. Hebu tuambie.
So since that day,
yes,
I learned a lesson.
What happened?
So I was dating someone who was 30 years and I was 21 years.
And you didn't know?
I didn't know filters nini.
Mmepatana pale ilikuwa Instagram ama mlipatana ni app gani hiyo?
ilikuwa tu FB, then tukachat. So that day yenye tulimit, tulimit tu, niliomba Mungu time iishe. From that day, nililearn a lesson. And majority of men have learned a lesson.
Okay.
Then on the issue of a lady approaching you.
Yes.
Actually, when a lady approaches you, a lady means it. Akikwambia I love you, a lady anakupenda.
Hachezi na wewe.
Hachezi, hataki kukupoteza. Na hizi funga hiyo roho. But for us men, unaweza ambia a lady I love you na unabahatisha.
Umeambia kama watano.
Umeambia kama watatu. So sasa unaweza taka ku assess uone which one is the best.
Yes.
But a lady ameshaona you are the best, atakukufia, atakuprotect, na atakupenda. So I support the ladies. Kama uko na feelings na mtu, fungua roho.
Mwambie.
Na wanaume ukiambiwa unapendwa, penda.
Pendeka.
Thank you.
Thank you, Faraj.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
My name is Brenda. Mine is like a suggestion.
Yes.
I think this issue beats around personalities.
Okay.
Like for me, I'm an extrovert, yeah?
Yes.
And as an extrovert, you know, extroverts, we talk, like we love talking and being like everywhere.
Yes.
It's our nature. But according to me, if I mark you, I'll give you signals. Like, I won't first approach you.
Yes.
I'll give you signals, eye contacts, like hi here and there. But nikiona una delay and you are not getting what I'm trying to get to, I'll approach you. Now my problem will be the fear of the unknown. Now what next? I'd love to approach him, but now what next? What if he says no?
Yeah.
What if he says yes? Why didn't he first come? Why did he let me first approach him instead of the other way around?
And that's the question that we're asking today. What is that thing that holds us back from making the first move?
But me, I can't hold back. Mimi nikikumark nimekumark.
So utamwambia, have you ever tried?
Yeah.
And then kukaenda aje?
Kulienda vizuri, but later on we came to realize that we are not compatible.
Okay. So it was just good looks on the surface. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's okay.
My name is Nelly, and my question is to any of the panelists.
Okay.
Does the woman's boldness in making the first move will it affect how long the relationship will last?
Tuanze na nani? Yes.
I think it's debatable with how a man is cultured. There are men who believe there's a man who's going to go for it because, let me go, she offered, let me be polite and go for it.
Yes.
And maybe it could be they were not ready, they're not sure, they're just curious. And then there's like the gentleman Faraj who has said, like, if a woman says, I like you, that means she actually likes you. And there's a man who's going to give 100%. So that's debatable, depending maybe with where the man is coming from, who he is. And also there are other factors, behind dating, compatibility, whether the person is even ready, are you guys even ready, and other things that you're going to discover during dating.
Yeah.
The issue might not be even who approached first, because dating is complex on itself. So there are other things that pop up. You're going to learn maybe this person snores at night, or this person does 1, 2, 3, or maybe they're not genuine, they're not honest, they have financial issues, maybe they're in debt, maybe they have a dramatic baby mama, baby daddy. There are other things, but I don't actually really think the person who approached you first or something, yes, it plays a role in terms of leadership and masculinity and etc. But there are other factors that are going to come into that. Yeah, so it could go either way.
Okay. We talked about social media. Just before we continue with the questions, I know we haven't tackled Alvin and one more question over here, but we've talked about social media and the influence and online dating and all of that. What about economic independence? Especially on the female side, where you are empowered, you know who you are, and the same way you are gunning for that top position in the office is the same way when you see what you want and what you like is the same way. Do you think there's an influence from that end? Maybe Dr. you can help us, where because I am more empowered financially, economically, I'm holding my own mentally, socially, I have a standing. Does that influence if I'm able to actually shoot my shot or not?
Yeah, money makes people confident. Generally, money makes people confident.
Yeah.
Ukiwa na pesa, even the walking style. Okay?
Yes.
And mostly women who feel empowered can approach a man without fear about the outcome. But then, having said that, as family sociologists usually say that in patriarchal societies, women should always marry upward.
Yes.
And men should marry downward. So if a woman feels empowered and approaches a man who is slightly below, either economically or age academically, that, yes, it can work. There are several that have worked. It can work. Because whether a relationship works or not depends on very many things.
Yes.
So if they balance the power dynamics, it can still work. And who says the man must be in charge? Okay, it can work if the man acknowledges that this is my place and I'm supposed to be, you know, the lovey-dovey guy and do my bit, and then mama does the rest. It can work.
Yeah.
And just to answer her question, how long a relationship will last if it starts on that note?
Yes.
The duration of a relationship depends, like she said, on very many things. Very many dynamics. That could just be one of the issues that can come up, but there are so many things that will influence how long a relationship will last. But perceptions is a big issue.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. How both parties perceive the relationship is a big issue. If the man believes that this vehicle is supposed to be driven by the lady, and the lady, on the other hand, believes that the man should take charge. You see, that's already a big departure point.
Yes.
And that can affect the duration
the duration of the relationship.
Yes.
I mean, Bernard, you can chime in on that as well.
Yeah. What I would say is that we are all cultured differently, and we grew in very different environments.
Yeah.
And these have an impact on how we perceive things and how we look at things. If I grew up in a family where my dad took the lead and showed the way, and maybe provided and did all that was supposed to be done, and that maybe was what was happening around me, then there will be a tendency of wanting to be the one in charge.
Yeah.
And therefore, if I'm able to only reach a certain extent economically, you may find a man shying away from getting into a woman who either has more money or is more economically empowered because of that perception and how he has been cultured. Of course, one of the things that we must realize is that things don't remain static. Yeah. It's possible for us to start off when the man is more economically empowered than the woman.
Yes.
And then along the way, the dynamics could change. Even in terms of education, we could start off when the man is more educated than the woman. But depending on how people move after that, then those things could change. And the question is that when they change, then what becomes of the relationship? So it's very important. And it's important also for people to try and unlearn some of the things that they have learned before, because they can more of sabotage their ability to move forward than their ability to grow and move. Yeah. So as a man, I feel I should give leadership. I should be the one who should be saying what should be invested where, and therefore I may feel insecure if what I'm saying should be invested is not even me who is bringing onto the table. But people can come together and say, there's where you've come from, there's where I have come from, but can we now ask ourselves, what is our worldview when it comes to money? Yes, you're making more than I'm making. I may be making less, but can we change that perspective and look at this as our money? Maybe you're coming from the culture where they say, his money is our money, my money is my money. But can we change that and now place things on the table and understand you are the leader. Yeah. And this is our money.
Yes.
I am your helpmate, like the Bible would say.
Yes.
Can we now work together? And what the beauty is that leaders who are good leaders allow themselves to be led in their areas of weakness. So that I can look up to my wife and see she has a strength. There is an area where she thrives. And therefore, I can allow her to lead me in that area where she thrives without feeling like she's taking over or she's looking down at me, because that's where she thrives.
Yeah.
There's another area where I thrive. She allows me to thrive. And that is why sometimes even when I look at relationships and marriages, I'm more of like talking about complementing each other than being compatible. Because what I realize when we talk about compatibility, we look at how different are we, and how do our differences put us apart. But when we talk about complementarity, I see as looking at how different are we and how can we complement each other. If you have a huge difference from who I am, then it is an opportunity for me to complement you. It's like coffee and sugar into hot water. Coffee alone doesn't do it. Sugar alone can't do it. But when they come together, they make something sweet. But they're totally different. So if I have a weakness and my wife is strong in that area, it's not a reason why you should part. It's a reason why we are together. Let her complement me. If I have a strength where she has a weakness, let me complement her. And that way, then we don't fight over our differences. We see them as avenues to actually hold together and strengthen one another.
Absolutely. And I think it makes it even better if you're able to have these conversations openly and be able to be on the same page with that, because I think we even move further in terms of investments and decisions we're making as a family and all of that.
Why communication is very, very important. Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it and see how can we work it out. This is how you are such an extrovert. You're always talking and disrupting people as they speak, like sometimes I do. My wife is an introvert. She's always quiet. But how can we find the balance and see my extroversion can take us into spaces, and your introversion can take us to spaces where I might never have an opportunity. So we can gain as a relationship.
Absolutely. There's something that comes with shooting your shots. It's like an audition. It's a yes or a no. So there's it really is. And if you're an actor, you get so many no's along the way. So tumezoea kuambiwa, we'll call you back, you're left hanging. There's a lot of that happening even as you're shooting your shot. And I assume probably guys are more prepared for a no or yes. I could be wrong because probably they've been shooting shots and they've been told about, you know, approaching women, and the answer could be yes or no. But as a woman, by the time you gather up the courage to go and shoot that shot, and there's a possibility of a yes or no, I don't know if mentally we are ready for that rejection if it comes, and what does that do to the confidence of a woman if she steps into that space, has pulled all the things she can pull together to just be like, hey, I really, really like you. Do you want to have a coffee with me? And the guy's like, I'm married. We do those things. Guys are married. Ama mwingine amesema, we are not even answering. And I'm hi, tunatembea huku atujibu. That's remember, it's very barbaric. But how would that affect a woman probably mentally? Do we have the muscle for that?
Okay, that's me.
Yeah.
I'd assume women are very emotional human beings.
Yes.
Women like take most of things personally.
Yes.
Whereas when you look at man, a man faces rejection as a challenge. You know, you're going to tell a man, no, I'm married, then he'll say, you can come with your husband. You know, the kids can still come around. And they don't even mind. And they say, it's okay. And you tell them, no, I can't date him. And they will ask you, saying you're dating, they're like, are you married yet? You know, a man will ask you, married? So, but not finals yet. And a man will continue pursuing and pursuing. A woman will get a no, and most likely, she's going to question her whole entire being. And she's going to go in the mirror and say, maybe there are men who will straight up say, I prefer another type or something. Who will even, you know, go extra. And could be his truth. But a woman will start thinking, oh, this is what's good. I need to gain more weight. I need to reduce more weight. I need to do 1, 2, 3. And I doubt there's any day you'll ever tell a man, like, you know, you're not physically motivated and he's going to go to the gym. The man won't, you know, do all those
things. It'll be like,
things.
There's someone for me out there.
Exactly. So I think women, by the time, especially now the society detects men go ahead and maybe pursue, in this case the woman is even pursuing, she's going to take it personally because once she's put her ego, her pride, you know, everything aside. That's already enough. She went through the whole mental process, bargained, decided this is it. So now rejection is now most likely going to be a whole personal journey whereby she has to, you know, affirm herself again and again and again and again. But sadly, will you find a woman saying, hey, you look good, then he says no, then hey, you look good, then hardly. But a man can, even in a setting, an event, social setting, you'll look at a guy, he'll say hey, you don't talk, and he'll jump to the next woman. But a woman will go sit in the corner, scroll her phone, and that's it. So I think for women it's more personal, and maybe it's even more intentional, thought through and invested in. So that means now the detachment process is also now a grief of the whole. And women, the thing about most women, actually, if they like you, they plan their wedding, in, kids with you in their mind and etc. So when you say no to her, you say no to the wedding in her mind, the kids in her mind.
And the names I came up with.
Exactly. So that's a whole grief process, and it's going to take her time. So if that happens for the first time and the second time, it means it's only now becoming worse.
So do we not do it then? It feels like a lot of pain.
No, I think if you decide, there's a lady who shared something there about being masculine. Now, if you decide to go that way, you'd rather learn how the men think or how the men do it, and now go forward. If that's the choice you've decided to do, one also don't own it before you have it. Walk in with the perception of a no is a probability. And a most likely probability. And rejection necessarily doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It simply says you went with coffee, he loves tea. Like, it's not you. It's not like, it's not a coffee problem. It's just that he's allergic to coffee, he just loves tea. And there's nothing, to belittle you or something. If you don't take it personally, then you can go for it.
Absolutely.
And I agree with her from experience. I'm a church person. And I was in the Christian Union as a first year. And a girl approached me and told me what she wanted. Unfortunately, I was dating then. And I quoted to her Judy Butcher's song, If I Could Be in Two Places at the Same Time.
Hey, uliaribu. Ulimreject na wimbo.
Unfortunately. She came back to me in 4th year and told me, I will never date a Christian. I asked her, why can't you date a Christian? Because the man I loved rejected me. This is 4 years later. And I asked her, who is that man? It's you. Wow, okay.
What ulisahau kama aliku approach?
It's 4 years later in campus, so much has happened. Do I even have the one who made me sing the song? So, so I was just agreeing with her that my saying no to her was a no from all men in church.
That's so true.
Bernard, you born again, you are a believer, and you've said no to me. Then all born again men have said no to me. And she's coming 4 years later and saying, I'll never date a born again man because the one I loved rejected me. Meaning, it is said, it's a statement that is bigger than what you may just assume it's a simple no.
So totally agree. Sometimes even as women, because we don't have the courage to say it verbally, then you are doing these signals. You are waving all these flags. You're doing everything as a shooting shot. But then if they don't see, then you also still feel bad. Because in your head, you are trying everything to make them see you, but then they're not. Hey, we've got a bit of feedback on WhatsApp. Maybe we can just have that before we go on a break. Thank you. And Tony says, the first person who fall in love is a woman, but she will hide this as a weapon for a man to do the chasing. If you meet a woman and greet her, but she assumes that woman is in love with you, change your approach and you will win her. Hey, any myth, amani truth. Hi, I'm Wayne. I think normally men should make the first move and the lady should automatically play along, that if she likes the guy or not. So the reverse of that. Feedback. So this is the guy who was breadcrumbing. So we talked about this and we said communication needs to be open. Mixed signals is not the way to go. So yes, you are right, expecting him to say it directly to you, but he did not. Hello NTV, I don't have any problem a lady approaching me. The problem is they don't like me. They say they fear Brians. What does that mean? Hey, ma Brayo na Makevo na Majoni. Majoni pia wako your list. Jonty, are you kwa your list? Hi, I am Val. I saw a man I liked. I saw a man, I liked him, I approached him and asked him out. He said yes. And we've been happily married for 8 years. I see, I like, I take. Period. Uyu singe kubali aende. He ticked all my boxes, and I think this is what you were saying earlier, Bernard. Hey, hi, great topic. I'm a lady, 28, and I'm the one who approached my hubby the first time. It was arranged by parents, and this guy took much time to break the ice. And I was getting impatient because I really needed to know exactly where the arrangement was going. So I approached him and realized he's kind of shy. So I knew I had to take charge since I had no problem with the arrangements. 5 years down the line and still strong together. Okay, I have an experience. When a lady makes the first move, it's the perfect one. Na huwa ina work well. As a man, you only need to adjust. Always, the lady will give you the time to do so. So is this a thing that you guys can love into it, not necessarily love from the beginning? Hi, NTV. I think men should approach and shoot their shot first. But for my case, there's this lady we met uncoincidentally at a friend's place. Okay. So we talked as I escorted her back home, and I thought she was a vibe because her career path was also promising, and that is what I personally look for in a lady. So moving forward, I don't even stress trying to search for her contacts because at that time, I was not in a position to date. But for her, it was the opposite. Let me tell you, that girl did not rest until she found my Insta page, texted me, and then I saw it after a week or so. But I can say right now we are talking, and she calls every night for an hour or more just to talk and vibe. And we've not even made anything serious yet. So what I can say is, if ladies know what they want, they will try to make those ends meet. But I like her. Oh, okay. Hello, I'm Ashley Kayla from Vihiga, and I want to say that I think the one who is interested first should make the first move. Doing it out of politeness is a red flag. I agree. Eventually won't work. Feels more like this is an opportunity. I have to take it. I got nothing to lose. She started it after all. For me, it's about who you are as a person. You could politely decline to. Kijana wa kuchunga ng'ombe set you up to the girl. You went on with it only to drop it due to geological limitations. Why start it? Bernard! Kuna mtu umeguza mahali. Hi cousins, Eve from Nakuru, loving the show. I remember in 2021, I made the first move. I was working in a boutique, and there was this guy who used to be my customer. So one day, nilichukua namba yake after making his payments by M-Pesa. I texted him, and I was excited about it, and he said he was into me, ni vile hakujua how he will approach me. Unfortunately, later on, I got bored of him, and I wish I didn't make the first move because it was like a burden to me. We are now status viewers. Literally, men are expected to make the first move because it's the man who knows the type of lady she wants. A lady can approach you first, but what if she doesn't possess the qualities you'd love to see in a lady? Because people have different tastes and preferences. Affection first comes from the male side. Do we agree? Yes. Okay. Hi, NTV. When it comes to approaching a man as a lady, why not? The world is evolving. In fact, in this day and age where dating is more transactional, number two, mara ya pili, most women have a roster, and the only way for you to be assured as a guy that she likes you is by her making the move. Secondly, guys should be cautious. When she approaches you, it can be two things. Either she likes you or that she is accustomed to you. Give her the benefit of doubt and learn her with time. Okay. I'm Brighton from Kakamega. I support whatever has been said. Indeed, what you ordered is not what will be delivered. January this year, I found a lady on social media. As we continued talking, I asked for her pictures. She appeared gorgeous until I met her in person and realized she was not even my age mate. She was 4 years older than me. Okay. Kulienda aje afterwards. In the current generation, shooting your shot for ladies, it's a normal thing. Mki step in na ikikubali nayo nayo. Joshua Charlo from the Machakos town. Hi Mukali, I shot my shots and it worked. We've been married 5 years now and we're thriving and happy. Wanjiko from Kisumu. All right. Hi NTV. Me, I like one, but he is a Deno. Deno pia kwa hiyo category? They know it's like they know you cover. Oh my God, we have more feedback to come after the break and more conversations on this. Do you think that women should be shooting their shot in this day and age? Is it outdated? Is it still looked at as risky? And as girls, do we have it in us to step out there and say, I like you? Welcome back, welcome back. We've been caught up, pants down, having a very candid conversation on this topic of shooting our shots. That's what we're talking about today. Is it still outdated that we expect men to shoot their shot? And is it an empowering move for women to be able to just be out there and be like, I like you and I want to have a coffee with you, I'd like to date you and all of that? And people have shared their experiences. A question we're asking you is, what is the biggest reason people hesitate to make the first move? What is the biggest reason people hesitate to make the first move? And Abigail Anasema, hello, your world. This is on Facebook. My take is the biggest reason is fear, because one thinks it will happen like maybe a previous relationship, or you don't have a clue of how it will go. So fear is the biggest reason why people don't shoot their shot. Moses Mawira says, nowadays ladies are very easy goers. Fear comes in. What do you mean? I no longer trust myself approaching someone. This is ZJ Antos. I no longer trust myself approaching someone. Manipulation from all sides. Nikungoja tu ajilete sasa. It's real and normal. Men are fearing to shoot or even chase. Many women get direct to intimidation and manipulation mode. It's hard to know who's serious by looking. Then maybe the conversation is, how are we looking? How are we vetting? How are we collecting this data from the people that we eventually potentially want to be with? Daniel Mena says it's considering of the effectiveness factor of running time as well as self-esteem. Noel Messi says a fear of being embarrassed when they speak. Yes. Acting logistics, fear, there's fear of the unknown, fear. If Adam made the first move, then, okay. Did he though? Munir Sule says, a wise man once told me, you can't control, acha niwache. Hey, lakini mbona mko hivi? Fear, poverty is also something, fear of rejection. This is the worst. This is worse than pain of a heartbreak. I agree with you. I agree with you. Fear of rejection is an absolute thing. And just before the break, we had a couple of questions from Alvin. Yes.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
So this is Alvin Gumba. And kusema tu kweli, in our today's dating age, sinifaya si fire. Sinifaya.
Nifaya, is it?
You see, this is the generation whereby
yes,
a lady can see you and take you as a project.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? This is what I mean, yeah? For example, naweza kuwa nimeenda kwa one of the hotels, nimeenda with my friends. And then this lady, Animak.
Yes.
And then, since ameona like my friends are easily approachable and they are overly nika kwa kila area,
yes,
so she will try to get to impress me. Ama, for example, she'll try to get my attention. And once she get my attention, it's over for me. She moves to the other person now. This is how it inakuanga, and mostly from
like
ages
they will approach you.
Yeah.
And then if you show interest, they move on to somebody else.
Yeah, but if I'll remain like steady, like on my ground.
Yes.
Then she'll keep trying and trying and trying. But once they may let the guard off.
Yes.
It means I start to show off my affection, my love. It's over for me.
Is this girls your age? Ama these are girls you're probably
it's my
older?
Age. It's
your
my age. Age and lower.
Oh.
Ranging from, let's say, 18 to 24, 25. And also, this is also the generation whereby most people, we view marriage as ni kama wedding. Unaona vile unasemanga, and it will end up like kama ya Romeo and Juliet. We don't see the other side of life. The part ya kuteseka, hiyo part ya ku raise something. Yeah. And also, wacha nijichukue tu kama example. Yes. But I know itaguza wengi akina Steve.
Mnajuana kwa vilemba.
So, when someone is ghosted after weeks of chatting, should we see these as as emotional immaturity, or simply should we just take it as our digital dating culture?
Okay. Let me just take you back, Kidogo, even as the panelists prepare to answer your question. Do you think probably the lady who saw and then liked and then you showed interest and they pulled back, could they probably now be probably giving you the leeway to now do the job? Like Grace told us earlier, nimesha kuonyesha, ninakulike, na tumesha macho zimenini. Sasa si mimi basi ni step kando nione kama utafanya mambo yako kama ndume.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily like that.
There are some ladies who...
Ama you don't probably find them interesting.
It's not me.
Oh.
It's not me. It's not me alone. Like, see me.
No. Yeah, it's okay.
The thing is, it has happened not to me. It has happened to most of the people I know. So nasikianga when they tell me, Steve,
yes.
When you get to hear other people's feedback, unasikianga maybe this girl used to like me a lot before I showed affectionate on her, for example.
Yes.
But when I started acting right, that is the time whereby
she moves on to somebody else.
Even I've seen someone at the comment, she used to love this guy.
Yes.
But afterwards,
akaboeka.
Yeah. So
is that a thing where if we approach as ladies, then we get bored? That sounds like a guy thing.
Yeah, but I would also think many factors could be in play. So that I've seen you. I don't know whether it's what they call love at first sight. I've seen you. I've liked you. The way you've acted here, and so have made the move, and you've opened the space for me to come in. And the moment I've come in, I've seen things I had not seen this first moment, and these things now are making me pull back. I didn't think you get angry this fast.
I don't think you chill like that.
I didn't. And so, why they are pulling back is because they have now had an opportunity to know more about you that they didn't know before you opened the space for them. And therefore, they could actually be having a varied reason.
As to why?
Yeah, because they better move back than we advance. And then they keep, murmuring and complaining about my habit, my way of doing things. The moment is, if you move in and you realize there are a few things you can't keep up with, the best thing is to move back and allow me to continue.
All right. Yes, Grace, and then Daktari.
I think I'd echo back whatever he said. People are different. They could be different things. One, there's a scenario whereby he said a project, there are people who, get their ego from picking, dropping, which is very, very not okay.
Not okay.
Because maybe they just saw you're out of my league, let me try. Whatever, if I bag you, that means I'm good enough. I keep feeling good. After they're out of the dopamine, the highness, then they let you go. Because that's a game to them or an excitement to them. Then there's also now scenario 2, whereby this person has been talking to you for 2 weeks and they're wondering, hey, as a man, you'll never call me, you'll never make a move, you've not suggested a date. Ideally, it said women have a timeline in the back of your mind, so they're waiting, you need to act right. Unfortunately, they don't communicate that timeline.
Yes.
Then there's also now that factor, whatever he said, which I would like to combine with emotional immaturity, because at times everybody has their own, background, trauma, bad habits, etc. But if you don't let somebody know, I don't like the way you solve conflict, I don't like the way you communicate, they might never know. Okay. And maybe this person just needed you to say, hey, is this how you communicate? Because one of the things we say, ghosting is emotional immaturity.
Yes.
Cold War, etc. is emotional immaturity. So if you don't get to communicate, how sure are you this person know? And I know we have the perception of by this age, everybody should, who taught them? Maybe at home they were never taught. Maybe their friends never taught them. So unless you've presented it and this person is not showing any interest or goodwill to work on that habit, because everybody has a bad habit or a blind spot, unless you bring it out, and whatever could seem maybe normal to you because of how relationships were modeled to us, they see everything differently. There are people who think, a relationship, I should lock you in the house, tell you not to go anywhere, call you after every 10 minutes. Somebody else will think, no, that you've been somebody who is not very good, you're manipulative, you're trying to let me not have my own life. So unless you communicate it, this person may never even ever find out, and you could have lost a good thing there.
Yeah. Daktari.
Yeah, I agree that ghosting can be caused by very many things.
Yes.
Including discoveries, new discoveries. this is what you expected and this is what you found.
Yes.
Also, it could be caused by some people who enjoy the chase. So once the chase is done, they lose interest.
Next hunt.
They go for the next hunt.
Yes.
So it could be very many things.
Very many reasons. Yeah. Okay. Aha. We have a question, Steve. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Steve. I have like 2-3 questions, but they'll be very short. So the first question would be, what is this thing that ladies are calling men insecure based on tabling what they would want, or the do's and don'ts, based on a modern day woman is everything, she's working, she's driving, she's doing everything that probably earlier would be a bit of a challenge, or not something that would have been a cup of tea for most men. But now, because now we are looking at it from the space of a man being a man and being the head of the family, we sit down and I tell you, hey, manze, I don't feel like this is working. I don't feel like... Then, pale social media umeamka tu asubuhi moja, alfajiri na mapema, and you're like, oh, men are insecure, sijui nini. Just because nilikwambia, probably you came to my place, nikakupikia, nimekufanyia kila kitu, nikakwambia, oi, Jerry, ukitoka sioshe hizo vyombo tafadhali. Like, but we are not married. But I cooked for you. I'm not your husband. Anyway, on to the next question.
Okay.
I think it was something that was tabled by him, and he talked about the whole thing of women wanting what is not theirs. Like, what is this thing that you're being so intrigued by your friend's man, your friend's boyfriend, your friend's husband, and you're like, and for men, if I see you have a nice shoe,
yes,
I'll want a better shoe. If I see you're driving a G-Wagon, I'll want a Bentley.
Phantom.
A Phantom, So, nini na ladies kutaka ukiona
Chris uko na hiyo jibu kwa sababu mimi ni kasi.
Like, is it
okay.
The whole basis of something identical.
Okay. So we have one more. So yes.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Maggie. Okay, personally, I fear dating a nonchalant guy.
Okay.
Because those guys who are not real, like hayuko real.
Yes.
Anajificha.
Yeah.
Sunaelewa.
Naelewa.
So like guys, try and be real, manzi. Patana na huyu demu ambi ukweli.
Acha mdanganye.
Acha kupromise vitu zenye unajua huwezi fulfill.
Okay.
Yeah. So mine is, I fear dating a nonchalant
guy. Sawa. One final one.
Okay. Morning once again. My name is Juliet, and my question goes to psychology session. Do you think like in any a woman to make a first move, like how will the community check this lady, and then let me ask again another question nenye best yangu ameniuliza hapa. Do you go for money or for the affection?
All right. Ulikuwa umesema ujibiwe na nani hiyo swali?
Psychologist.
I'm answering the money part of everything. Anyway, do you go for money or you go for affection? Go for what you don't have.
Okay.
What about
or go for what will complement you.
Okay.
And that was about making the first move.
And the question of the
society, yes.
I think I would say, the society will always have an opinion.
Okay.
So as long as you're not hurting anybody, and as long as you're humble and respectful enough to maybe listen to your elders or people who have been there before, so people will always, whether you get married to this person, they say it's not your type, education not type, they'll say maybe you went there for the money, they'll say maybe this person has already 2 kids or have 10, they'll always be, you'll never be 10 over 10.
That's
so as long as you have that genuine conversation, then also depending on how far you want to go, and this is a gap we have as a society, and I know I'll say this, I have nothing against church therapy, But really go for, if you decide that's the direction you want to take, if dating somebody, please go for counseling, go for therapy.
Yes.
Before, not the church one. That's why I've said I have nothing against you.
Yes.
And I tell people premarital classes are not therapy. Go unpack your childhood, go unpack your finance, go unpack love and all those traumas and all those things you believe. Go unpack you know, things you've broken up and gotten back in the relationship. Go do all those things. Okay. Then now so that you're able to move forward.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Ati wasichana tukishoot our shot tunashoot shot kwa vitu za watu wengine. Steve, hiyo ndio swali ulikuwa umeuliza. Grace.
Oh, the thing is, you know, ideally, I think this is how most women's psychology work. Women don't even dress up for men because we have nothing, you know. Yeah. We are not trying to do better than men. Women dress up for other women. Women are just trying to, you know, compete with another woman. The idea is not to have better. The idea is, can I have what you have? So that's why it's more like, oh, you have that bag, I'm going to. That's why you'll walk in a room and find 10 women in the same dress. Like, because it's what's trending. Hardly will you find even marketers selling the same shoe for men. Yeah. Because most likely a man won't fall into that trap. That's why you're going to find that people are marketing a bag. All the women have that. A hairstyle, all the women have that thing. I think it's something women have.
Sijui, daktari, sociology inasema nini kuhusu hiyo kama wanawake jamini?
Yeah, what she's saying is very interesting.
Yes.
That women like what other women have.
Yes.
And ninaanza kuona hiyo.
Itaingia kwa research ya later. We have a bit of feedback on WhatsApp. Let's take a look at what the questions and comments that we have on WhatsApp on the screens. Thank you. I actually told the guy to be, so mixed signals ameendelea kutuambia. I actually told the guy to be straight about it if his feelings changed or he was with someone else. He disregarded my need for closure for 6 months, or at least gives me a heads up rather than breadcrumbing. Oh, pole sana. Let's get the next one. Thank you. Hey, NTV, I am Lily. I would never find myself approaching a man in my life again. Once I had a guy I liked, so I collected all of my courage and told him I had feelings for him, and all he said was, thank you. I swear I cried all night and day for a whole month. Oh, pole. Hi, for me, I will hesitate because squeezy, Madam Warembo wanaficha watui na mimi sipendi games nanzia 1-0. Yo. Hey. Now, Madam, what are Warembo surely? Hello, NTV. I like the show, Your World. I'm a counseling psychologist. Could like to be part of the panelists next time. Thank you. We will get your number from WhatsApp and get in touch with you. Thank you for that. It actually makes a lot of sense for a lady to make the first move because it shows courage, maturity, and honesty. But the reality is that society still judges them differently. For years, cultural norms and patriarchal views have painted men as the ones expected to pursue, while women are expected to wait to be chosen. Because of this, a lady who openly declares her feelings may be unfairly labeled as desperate or too forward, while a man in the same situation is praised for being bold. Sadly, some men may even misinterpret that honesty and take advantage instead of valuing it. The truth, however, is that times are changing, especially in progressive spaces where women who take initiative are admired. Still, society at large hasn't fully caught up. Okay. Thank you for that. Quite comprehensive. Hello, nation. On the part of getting boredom, I think it's because the lady has to keep up the pace she started with. The guy doesn't put in effort at all because he will approach fast, so he waits on you to do everything fast. Boy. Okay. Hello, NTV. Some ladies can pretend to like a guy, but they want to use him as a link to get to a guy they don't have the courage to approach. What? Strategy. I don't trust a woman who approaches me. Okay. Let's see where this one starts from. Thank you. Hi, NTV. My name is Masi. I'm 26. I tried to get married kutoka 2017 back in campus mpaka sasa. I've been in a relationship, but it didn't work out. Then I met someone who was strictly only open to FWB. Hello, guys. And also, guys take advantage of girls who seem desperate. So there's pressure from home, but I've stepped off the dating scene completely. I don't know where to look or what to do. Also, guys nowadays handle stress by engaging in alcohol or weed, and it affects their lifestyle. I'm not able to deal deal with that. We were talking with a guy and he started saying, why am I single? Why don't I have a kid? And then he asked why I want to date him. He was making me feel less, like something is wrong with me. I simply ended things there and then. Oy, okay. Hello, NTV. What if someone has an issue of losing interest so quick in a girl they were truly interested in every now and then? What if a girl is giving you low-key eye contact? Does it mean anything? Girls, does it mean anything? Tukipatiana eye contact inamaanisha? Tunamlike, tuna shoot shots. Hello, NTV. Few years ago, kuna boy alikuwa amenichizisha. Nikampea all the signs, nikajiavail. Actually, nilikuwa ka FBI. I really liked him, but hakuwahi notice. Hadi saizi na regret mbona sikumwambia. He's married now. Mimi nilibaki na picha tu. Later on, I came to realize alikuwa naogopa babangu. In that case, akitutu shooting short sasa. Is that what you're saying? Hello, NTV. Some approach you but remain highly secretive with their lives. Okay. Hi, NTV. Personally, I think a man making the first moves make a woman feel wanted and beautiful in her own way. Okay. Quite a diverse kind of a field. There's a whole sector that believes women should shoot their shot and you should believe them because it's rare. And by the time they come to tell you what they feel, then they've processed, they have analyzed, they are ready to do whatever it takes to just have you. And on the other side, kuna wenye wanaangalia wanawake wako hapana sioni kama itaweza. So I don't know what our final and parting shots will be for this conversation on shooting your shot as women. Is it empowerment? Is it still considered high risk as a society? We're still morphing and changing into it. But your parting shot, Bernard.
Yeah, so I would say 2 or 3 things. Number one is the timing. I think take your time.
Yes.
You are able to tell. You may find someone and you feel like you like them and you'd want to approach them, but take a little bit of time and you might realize, no, I don't think I should, or you will realize that this is a kind of a person who will reject me, and therefore you save yourself that frustration. Number 2, for women, I think maybe what would work more effectively, when you read the Bible and you find the way Rebecca fed the animals, now that was a cue, it was a signal that this is it. I think maybe instead of making it so direct, you should be able to, what I was calling, behave in a manner to suggest. Without necessarily going so direct, because you don't know how the ego of the man will be impacted, and allow the man now to respond or be able to now move forward.
Okay.
So just and be available, avail yourself.
Okay.
The Bible says, "He who finds a wife
finds a good thing." So
it's the man to find, but don't hide in the bush.
Okay, Asante Bernard. We have less than 2 minutes to go, so probably in a minute, Grace.
I'm going to contradict that.
Yes.
Mixed signals is not communication. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
So ideally, you need to find your ground or find a way to say it. I'd say maybe probably if you genuinely think you like this person, and I think if you think you're meant to be, you can even request, can we be friends? In the friendship, get to know the person. Get actually to know whether he's your type, other than maybe you've just seen somebody and thinking, I've marked you, it's you and you. So that might work. Then again, get to know the person and also gauge where you are and what you need.
All right, thank you. In a minute, Dr.
Thank you. I think if you value or really care about what society thinks about you,
yes,
then you must do two things.
Yes.
Either regulate your actions to flow within societal expectations, or regulate what society knows about you.
Okay.
Instead of announcing on Facebook, so I popped the question, and then
so to regulate our actions.
Regulate our actions,
okay.
And if it is necessary to ask the question, society is changing, yes. But we are still patriarchal.
Okay.
So as ladies do it, they can do it subtly, throw some hints here and there, and then find other ways of asking.
Okay. And our time is up. Thank you so much, Bernard. Thank you so much, Grace. Daktari, asante sana. And my amazing audience, asanteni sana for sharing and opening up on your personal secrets on national TV. We don't take it for granted, asanteni. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Your World Tuesday edition. I've been your host, Mikali Mary. Until next time, adios. Have a good day.